Hey Ospreys, I'm Brandon Thigpen here for your North Florida Minute. Baseball and softball had stellar three-game sweeps at home this weekend in conference play, and women's tennis captured the ASUN regular season title. I'll get you caught up on all that and more in last week's recap. We start with sand volleyball at Stetson Wednesday night in conference action. The Ospreys fell in both matches to the Hatters 5-0, then 4-1. The pair of Emily DeVonzo and Ebony Gunn tallied the lone point for the North Florida squad. Overall, the Ospreys are 8-8 on the season and 3-3 in conference play. Softball was at UF Wednesday night, but hits were hard to come by, with the game ending in the 8th inning and a walk-off win for the Gators 2-1. Despite that loss, the game marked the first run by North Florida in 6 meetings against the defending national champs, which came off a solo shot by junior Shelby Duncan. The weekend fared better at home for the Ospreys against Northern Kentucky in a 3-game sweep, 3-1 in the first matchup. In the second game, Duncan scored the final runs to win it for the North Florida squad, 11-10 in walk-off fashion. North Florida ended the weekend with a 6-zip victory. The Ospreys are 24-19 overall and 6-6 in conference play. Baseball also hosted conference foe Northern Kentucky. UNF swept the 3-game series 7-2, 7-4, and 12-5. North Florida was aided by sophomore Donnie DeWeese, who leads the ASUN in batting average, home runs, and runs batted in. The Ospreys are 23-11 overall and 4-2 in conference play. On Friday, men's golf edged out a 3-2 win over Florida at the Timuquana Country Club. Juniors Austin Padova and Taylor Hancock, along with senior Joey Petronio, tallied the points for North Florida. Women's golf finished 10th out of 17 schools at the Web.com Intercollegiate on Tuesday. Megan Wilshire competed individually and fared well, finishing tied for 16th. It was a struggle, though, for Emily Alpe, Kelly Alwyn, and Lauren Coe, who finished in the bottom half of the top 50 cut. Men's tennis finished conference play last week. On Thursday, UNF hosted Stetson, edging out a 5-2 win, giving up only the number 2 and number 5 singles courts. North Florida was in Fort Myers Saturday against Gulf Coast, but fell 7-zip to the Eagles. Despite the loss, the Ospreys head into the ASUN Championship as the number 2 seed with a first-round bye. Overall, UNF is 16-5 on the season and 5-1 in ASUN play. Women's tennis continued riding their win streak to finish conference play at the top of ASUN standings. North Florida topped Stetson 4-3 on Thursday and kept Gulf Coast from remaining undefeated in conference play, defeating them 4-3 on Saturday. North Florida will be the top seed heading into the ASUN Championship with a first-round bye. The Ospreys are 14-3 overall and 6-0 in conference play. Track and field had a split weekend with competition in 2 sites. At the Embry-Riddle Spikes Classic, top finishes ranged across the board. In men's field events, Bobby Harris captured the high jump title. For women, Kelly Hensley took first in the steeplechase, while Alyssa Young claimed first in the high jump. At the Florida Relays, the men and women's squad faced tougher competition, but setting plenty of personal records. Eden Meyer finished second in the 5K, and Ellie Baker 6th in the steeplechase. Here's a look at next week's action. Baseball has a packed week starting at home Tuesday at 6 against BCU. Wednesday at 5, the Ospreys are at Florida A&M. Then UNF travels to Nashville for a 3-game series against Lipscomb. Conference action starts Friday at 7, Saturday at 3, and Sunday at 2. Softball is at home in a doubleheader against FIU Wednesday. Then they hit the road for Nashville, taking on Lipscomb for the weekend. Saturday's doubleheader games are at 2 and 4. First pitch Sunday is set for 2 p.m. Sand volleyball is at crosstown rival Jacksonville Wednesday at 2 and 4. Men's golf heads to Kannapolis, North Carolina Saturday and Sunday for the Irish Creek Collegiate Golf Tournament. Men's tennis finishes the regular season at home against Troy Thursday at 1. Women's tennis finishes their regular season hosting Louisiana Friday at noon. Finally, all day Friday, track and field hosts the UNF Twilight at Hodges Stadium. I'm Brandon Thigpen for North Florida Sports Zone.